Yes. Yeah. So if you're trying to find this angle, it's going to be 50, which you will have to do. How did you get the angle? If they didn't give you the 40, then we would be in the same position that we just did, that we were just in. Right? In this one right here, we just did, we had either of the two angles, so we would have done the inverse. So when you don't have any of the two angles, you do the inverse to find the angle. You only have to do it once, yeah.
So what if it didn't have a 40 and we didn't have another number? It was just 3 and then like the corners. What would we do then?
Then you wouldn't be able to solve it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just making
Yes, good question. Yeah, so if you had something like this, where you're saying you have no angles, right, and only one side,
Yeah.
you can't do it.
Okay.
There's not yet, at least. You're gonna figure out a way next year, but not yet. Actually, wait. I don't think you even do that next year. Next year, you do the ones for the non-right triangles.
Okay.
You figure out how to do it for non-right triangles. So there will be like a triangle like this,
But why is this important?
like a scalene, and you'll have like this side and this angle, and you'll be able to find like everything.
Okay.
Okay, so now we have to get the other two sides, but we only have one of the sides. So what we need to do now is we first have to decide which side we want to find first. Okay, it doesn't matter, because once we get the side, we can do the Pythagorean theorem to get the third side, right? So if you want to find CD first, then that's where our question mark is going right now. It's going to be like our x, the variable, the unknown. So now, standing on whichever one of these angles you want, it doesn't matter, write one of those three things. And again, we're finding a side now, so we're not going to write the inverse. So if you did tangent of A, tangent of 50 would be what over what? Tangent of 50, do you guys agree, would be this over this? Opposite over adjacent, x over 3. So we could write the tangent of 50 equals x over 3, exactly like you said. And again, there's going to be no inverses now because we're not looking for an angle. We're looking for a side, so it's just going to be straight tangent or sine or cosine.
So then wouldn't you multiply the 3 out?
Then you multiply the 3. So once you write the equation, that's like the hardest part. Once to solve it, we did that in math 1. Like, you know, if there's something on the bottom, you multiply by it. So we multiply both sides by 3. And then x is going to be equal to whatever 3 times the tangent of 50 actually comes out to. And that's when you put it in your calculator, because we can't do that in our head, unless you guys know what the tangent of 50 is. And again, like if we knew what it was, then this x would have something in it. We wouldn't have to solve anything. So that's why this is hard. That's why we have to type it in the calculator, because we don't know what it is. That's what we're trying to figure out.
Is it 3.58?
So let me see. So if I go to Desmos and I do 3 times the tangent of 50, make sure I'm in degrees. Whoa. 3.5, 3.6?
3.6. 3.6, but 3.58.
Okay, so either 3.58 or 3.6. So that's what that missing side would have been. So our question mark, remember this side here, that's what we were looking for. That's where our 3.58 would go. And then what do we do, Emiliano, to get the third side?
Pythagorean theorem?
Pythagorean theorem. This squared plus this squared equals this squared, and then solve it. So like when you do these things, like this new thing with like something times the tangent or sine, whatever, you're only going to have to do it, like if you're finding angles, you're only going to have to do it for one of the angles. Then the other one, you just subtract it from 90. The other side, you won't have to do it for. You're going to use Pythagorean theorem.
Is this like the test?
Yes.
Is it basically the test?
Yeah. When you get to something like this, on one side, you're going to have to do one of these ratios once, and then after that, you just do the Pythagorean theorem to get the other side. The angle, you don't need it, because we take it from 90.